Hi guys, my name is Untitled Chapter and we will be talking about operators in the next few tutorials. So in the C language there are four operators. There are more than four operators, but there are four main types of operators. The arithmetic operator, the assignment operator, the relational operator, and the logical operator. And in this tutorial we will be talking about the arithmetic and assignment operator. So the assignment operator is used to assign values to variables. So let me first write my integer variable num, and I'm going to use my assignment operator, and this equals to sign right here. This is the assignment operator, and I'm going to assign the value 8 to my integer variable num. So now I can easily print the value of the variable num using the printf command. So when I run the program, the value of the variable num is going to be displayed in the output screen. So similarly, I can change the value of the variable using the assignment operator. So I can make it equal to 999. So now when I run the program, it will display the value of the variable num, which is equal to 999. There is one limitation to the assignment operator, and that limitation is you cannot assign values to constant variables. So if I declare my integer variable num, if I make it constant, so when I try to assign a value to the constant variable num, when I try to assign this 999 to num, it's going to give me an error because I've made my variable num constant. So when I remove this right here, and now when I try to run the program, it will easily print the value of the variable num. So you can only assign the value to the constant variable as soon as you have declared it. And this is called initialization. So initialization is simply as soon as you declare a variable, at that time when you assign a value to that variable. So this process is called initialization, and you can only initialize a constant variable. You cannot assign it later on in the program. So this right here, what I'm doing right here is assigning. This is not initializing because I've declared my variable num and I'm assigning it a value later on. So this is called assigning a value to the variable, and this is called initializing the variable. So you can only initialize a constant variable. You cannot assign it a new value. So this is all it about the assignment operator, and now I'm going to talk about the arithmetic operator. So in the C language, there are two types of arithmetic operators. The unary operator, which acts on one operand, and the binary operator, which acts on two operands. So first I'm going to talk about the unary operator, and now there are further two types of unary operators, the increment operator and the decrement operator. And there are further two types of increment and decrement operators, the postfix increment and prefix increment operator, and the postfix decrement and prefix decrement operator. And I'll be talking about the increment operator and its types. So first, let me define my integer variable a. I'm going to initialize it to the integer value 5. And what I'm going to do is that I'm simply going to print %d, and I'm going to print the first I'm going to write the prefix increment operator, and the prefix increment operator is written by you adding these two plus signs, and then I'm going to write my operand, which is my integer variable. So what will happen is that the increment and decrement operators, they increase or decrease the value of the variable by 1. So in this case, the prefix increment operator will increase the value of the integer variable a by 1, and 6 will be printed in the output screen. So when I run the program, I'm going to get a 6 in the output screen. Similarly, the postfix increment operator also increases the value of the variable by 1, but it does that in the next statement, not in the statement in which it is used. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to again copy this and paste the printf statement right here, and I'm simply going to print the value of the variable a. So what will happen here is that the first printf statement will print the original value of the variable a, which is 5. And the next printf value will print the incremented value of the variable a. So the postfix increment operator simply increments the value of the variable, but in the statement in which it is first used, the original value of the variable is used in that statement, and in the next statement, the incremented value of the variable is used. So the original value of the variable a is 5 will be printed in the first printf statement where the postfix increment operator is first used, and then after that the incremented value of the variable a will be printed. So when I run the program, you're going to see 5 and 6. And let me just add a new line right here to make it more distinguishable. So the first printf statement will print the value 5, which is the original value of the variable, and the second printf statement will print the incremented value of the variable a. So this is the unary operator. And now let's talk about the binary operator. The binary operator requires two operands. So first let me define a few integer variables. Int b is equal to 2, int c is equal to 3, and int d is equal to 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to define another integer variable sum, and it will store the sum of a and b. So this right here, this addition sign, this is a binary operator because it acts on two operands a and b. So I'm going to simply print the value of the variable sum, and it will give me the sum of a and b, which is going to be 7. So 7 is displayed in the output screen. Now there are some rules associated with binary operators. There are actually two rules. The first rule is the precedence rule, and the second rule is the associativity rule. Now each operator in the C language has its own importance. Each operator has its own priority, and you can check the priorities of the operators by looking up at the precedence table. And you can search up the precedence table for C language on Google, and you will, each operator has its own importance. And if one operator is more important than the other operator, then the expression using that operator will be evaluated first. So let me give you an example of, let me just give you an example of operator precedence. So right here, I have three operands, A, B, and C. And I have two operators, the addition sign and the multiplication sign. And if you look up at the precedence table, you will see that the multiplication operator, it has greater precedence as compared to the addition operator. So what will happen is that first B will be multiplied by C because this has higher precedence, and then the product will be added to the value of the variable a. So b multiplied by c is 6, and 6 plus 5, I will get the answer 11. So when I run the program, 11 will be printed in the output screen. So this is precedence of operators. And now the second rule is associativity of operator. And let me tell you what it means. So I'm going to write a plus b minus c multiplied by d right here. And the associativity basically means, do you want to evaluate your expression from the right side or from the left side? And the associativity rule is important when you have operators of the same precedence. So right here, first, since multiplication operator has higher precedence than addition and subtraction, so c is first multiplied by d. So c multiplied by d will give me 12. And now I have 12 right here. For example, let me just replace this by 12 for the sake of an example. And now I have an addition operator and a subtraction operator right here. And both operators have the same priorities. They have the same precedence. So which one will be evaluated first? Now this is solved by the associativity rule, and since the addition and subtraction operators have associativity from left to right, so what will happen is that first a will be added to b, and then 12 will be subtracted from the summation of a and b. So I will be getting 7 minus 12. So that will be 5. I will be getting minus 5 as my answer. So when I run the program, the value of the variable sum will be minus 5. So this is what the associativity rule means. And before I end this tutorial, I'm going to just give you one more example, and I want you to pause the video and try to solve that example yourself. So again, let me define my integer variable sum, and I'm going to write a plus 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 b. So I want you to try to solve this problem, pause this video, and then come back and I'll tell you the answer. So now there are three plus operators in between the operands A and B. So if you look at the precedence table, the postfix increment operator has greater precedence as compared to the addition operator. So what will happen is that first the variable A, the postfix increment operator will act on the variable A, and then the result will be added to the integer variable b. So since you know that the postfix increment operator only increments the value of the variable, but it uses the original value of the variable in the statement in which it is used. So the original value of the variable is 5, and then 5 added to 2 will be 7, so I will be getting 7 in my output. So this is all it about assignment and arithmetic operators. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section, and thanks for watching this video.